I want to get into a few rumors that are going around town. I want to talk more in depth about that. So if you want to join me at the link below, we're going to talk about splat guns. We're going to talk a little bit more about what might have happened that night and just get a bit more into the controversy I think that's surrounding this case that is not being spoken about publicly. Okay, that was me. Once again, I'm talking about the Ethan Liming case. Ethan Liming, a 17-year-old who was murdered, or right now they're kind of backtracking and saying it was a homicide. There's a difference between murder and homicide. It happened at LeBron James' I Promise School on Thursday, June 2nd, and there's been controversy. Those of you who have found me elsewhere know I've been covering the case. Check the links below if you want to hear me talking about the basics of the case and go in depth on the 911 call, and also hear more talk about this stupid Orbeez SplatRBall challenge. That's what I'll talk about today. I was kind of holding that info until police made it public, and so I didn't really want to talk in depth about it, so now I will. Ethan Liming was a cool, cute 17-year-old young man, talented, super popular, and it appears that now his untimely, horrific murder, I'll still call it a murder, may have been related to the Orbeez challenge. The fact that it happened at LeBron James' I Promise School near the basketball courts of the school in downtown Akron, Ohio, is bringing it a lot of attention. Today there was a press conference with the mayor of Akron, police officials. They spoke about it happening Thursday, June 2nd, even though Ethan and his friends who showed up at the basketball court do not attend this I Promise School. The I Promise School is for younger kids. Ethan does not attend that school, but a lot of people just go there to play basketball. Ethan arrived that night with his other friends. They were all 17. 4 17-year-old boys were arriving at the I Promise School. They weren't necessarily going there to play basketball. They were kind of meeting up, apparently after Snapchatting and figuring out what to do. Today is Wednesday, June 8th, as I record this, and police have thankfully given a press conference giving us updates. They said that as a result of interviews, other evidence, police believe a certain chain of events happened. The narrative might change. They still need to talk to people. What they believe happened was about 10:40 p.m. a group of 4 juveniles, including Ethan, arrived at the I Promise School basketball courts near the parking lot. Shortly after they arrived, they got out of their vehicle. At least 2 of those occupants started discharging or blasting what's called a SplatRBall water bead blaster gel gun. It's supposed to be a toy. Police said they were discharging it in the direction of 4 other individuals who were playing basketball on the basketball court. Those 4 individuals, the other ones that were being shot at, I guess, by this toy, started running away. It's not clear if they knew it was a toy. Apparently there were 3 men and 1 woman in the other group. Police don't want to confirm that info, but Ethan's stepmom is calling out to that female to give up info, help find who harmed Ethan. According to police, it appears that 2 of the occupants, the ones that were with Ethan, 2 individuals started running in their direction. It sounds like police are saying 2 people in Ethan's group, we don't know who, we don't know if it was Ethan or just 2 of his friends, started running in the direction of the 4 individuals that were running away. So maybe they were chasing these people, the 3 men and the woman. Moments later, 2 occupants, those same 2, started trotting back to their vehicle. Those 2 occupants, Ethan's friends or Ethan and his friend, we don't have specific details, and I'm not naming the other minors that were with Ethan. The 2 occupants started trotting back to their vehicle. The 4 individuals then, apparently the ones that were being shot at or in the direction of or what have you, they came back to the vehicle where Ethan's group was. At that point, Ethan Liming was assaulted. A fight ensued. Ethan's dad said that Ethan was hit in the back of the head. He didn't go down without a fight, and he was just beat senselessly. It's a horrible, horrible crime. At the conclusion, Ethan Liming was dead. A 911 call is placed at the scene, so if you check my other video linked to below, you will hear me analyze that 911 call. When police arrived, nobody was on scene. except, of course, unfortunately, Ethan, who had lost his life. At this point, people are assuming that Ethan's friends just left him there for dead. But Ethan's dad begs to differ. Bill Liming said, "It has been said that they abandoned Ethan, and it's not true. They did everything they possibly could to help Ethan. They called 911 to get help, and when Ethan was knocked out on the ground, his two African-American friends tried to pick up his body and put him in the car to help save his life. He was still alive at that point. He was still breathing." Ethan's dad, Bill, said that the folks in the other group didn't like that, and they forced Ethan's friends away, physically assaulting another child there. Police will say 3 people total in Ethan's group were assaulted, so it's not like his friends weren't trying to help him. They were being assaulted as well. Bill said his friends tried to help him and they drove them away eventually, not before calling 911. They tried to get help for him, and when they couldn't catch the one child that ran across a parking lot, they came back and finished my son off. As I said, they called for help for my son, but the help did not arrive in time, and they did the best they could to help him when they were there, and it's just, my heart's broken. Now, police said they were on scene in 3 minutes. In my other video, I break down all the dispatch and everything. The police said, "We're not going to get into who we believe the suspects are." The police mainly wanted to give today's presser because they said there are assumptions being made about it being a race-related incident. However, nothing indicates race played a role in the homicide. The controversy at the center is this SplatRBall toy or splatter gun. It's a toy allegedly for people age 14 and up. You soak beads in water, you shoot the water beads at people. When it makes an impact at the target like a water balloon, it explodes. These toys that Ethan and his friends were using allegedly were a different color, police said. One reporter asked, could these SplatRBall things be confused with a real gun in the dark of the night? Police didn't want to say what was going on in the minds of the folks on the basketball court, and no description of the suspects. But they did say that we know Ethan is white. There was another white 17-year-old boy with him, and there were 2 African-American young men in their group. So in Ethan's group, there were 2 Caucasians, 2 African-Americans. We don't know anything really verified about the other group of people. Cops did mention 3 males. Ethan's stepmom mentioned 1 female. We've heard one report that those in the other group were not teenagers. They were young adults, apparently. But police said we won't get into the suspect's description. They don't know if anyone in the groups knew each other. It's hard to speculate the motives of Ethan. Police have spoken with his friends and the occupants of the car, so they got details from those guys. The reporter wanted to know, will anything justify what happened? Emphatically, police said Ethan Liming did not deserve to die that night in that parking lot. There is video information. He won't give specific details. The cops won't. They don't want to jeopardize the case. People have been cooperative. Police have been following leads. They are hoping to identify the suspects soon. Several businesses had cameras active at the time of the homicide. We know there's a McDonald's nearby. There are other businesses nearby. Ethan was alone as the cops arrived. The investigation will determine where the kids went, because some were just chased away. A total of 3 people were assaulted, all of Ethan's friends. So Ethan and 2 other friends, I'm assuming he meant. The captain said that Ethan did get out of the car on his own. Police don't seem too happy about this SplatRBall thing. They did say anything we put in our hands, we must be mindful of how we use it. No other crimes in Akron thus far that he knew of were related to a splatter gun toy. They're trying to figure out which boy fired the splatter gun. They don't know if anyone was hit with a splatter gun. They are encouraging everyone involved to come forward. Now, the murder classification is in question, which was a little bit surprising to me because when I requested info from Akron Police, I saw it was classified. It was perhaps the murder-homicide category. Race, again, did not play a role in this homicide, according to police. 19 News says that there may have been 1 female and 3 males on the court. That's the info from Cindy, Ethan's stepmom, and Cindy says that female holds the key basically to this mystery as to who those other 3 males are. I'm assuming these 4 suspects are off in hiding somewhere, along probably with Ethan's friends, because unfortunately, I believe Ethan's friends have gotten threats too, even though they were assaulted. Ethan wanted to attend Ohio State University. He wanted to be a lawyer. Ethan's little brother looked up to him. Everyone is encouraging folks to come forward. You can even come forward anonymously. According to other news reports I've seen on this stupid Orbeez challenge, officials are hoping to put an end to it. It's some stupid TikTok trend encouraging teens to shoot the toy guns loaded with water beads. The Orbeez challenge is the latest trend to gain traction on TikTok. While this Orbeez challenge and these stupid toy guns are the latest thing to gain traction on TikTok, and those participating are using toy guns, police say that shooting at someone or into a vehicle or home is a criminal act. Sometimes people don't know they're shooting a toy gun, or maybe it can just be seen as an act of aggression when it's combined with this gel ball blaster thing, and I hear that they hurt. The SplatRBall electric water gel blaster can shoot 11 rounds per second. It's not justified, no matter what happened. If these kids or young adults or whomever were scared, being shot at by some blaster ball gun, I don't know if anyone was hit, being chased, maybe they felt punked or embarrassed, and then they turned around, turned their anger and fear all around and took it out on one person to the point where Ethan's dad said, "I don't want to say what they did to my son's face." So it sounds horrible. Ignore all the stupid TikTok challenges that go around because half of them or more are just extremely dangerous. I think this should be a learning lesson for everyone not to follow these stupid challenges. And no matter what, if they were the victims of this Orbeez challenge, the killers could have called police instead of turning their anger and hype and evilness around and killing Ethan. It's a mess, but if you want to delve more into the entire case and even get deeper into a little insight maybe to Ethan's personality from those who knew him and maybe why he wanted to seek out a rowdy, fun time in this way, you can go to the links below. We can talk about it further. Now, it is my understanding that some of the people with first or secondhand knowledge of the events have already contacted police. They've already spoken with police. So those are some of the details I want to get into around this case, which might emerge. Join me at the link below to delve deeper into this video podcast about these rumors going around town. Akron is not really a small town. It's a city. It's big, but it's also small in some ways for people to know each other and talk. Join me over there and let's start talking about some of these rumors. Romans 12:21. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good.